Brett Mann, 22, is attacked and eaten by a crocodile. In December 2003, three friends had gone quad biking beside the Finnis River, which is near Darwin, in Australia. Sean Blowers, Ashley McGow, both 19, and Brett Mann, 22, loved to go biking in the bush. When they had finished their ride, they went near the banks of the river to wash off the mud from their clothes. But Brett slipped in the mud and was swept away in the river. The others swam in to rescue him. But as the boys were guiding him to the banks, a large crocodile grabbed Brett and disappeared under the water with the young man in its mouth. The two teenagers were horrified at what had just happened. They panicked and tried to get out of the water. But they lost the ability to swim because of what they had just witnessed. They scrambled to a big tree and climbed up its branches. The crocodile came back, without Brett. It circled around the area watching the teenagers up in the tree. They were up there for 22 hours. It was a terrifying time for them, and they were afraid they would not be able to hang on. They had to make sure that neither of them fell and slipped into the water. Eventually they were rescued by a search party. But the body of Brett Mann could not be found. The last terrifying moments of this swimmer before being eaten by a crocodile. 26-year-old Sean Cole ignored the warnings about the danger of these animals. He paid a terrible price for drinking and going for a swim. Sean was with a group of his friends celebrating at a birthday party in August 2013. The party was being held at a camping ground on the banks of the Mary River. This was 65 miles, 100 kilometers, from Darwin in northern Australia. Visitors are told not to go in the water and to stay away from the edge of the banks. This is because of the dangers lurking in the Mary River. It is known to have the greatest amount of saltwater crocodiles in the world. But Sean and one of his friends were having a good time. They had drank a lot of beer. And the two mates had ignored the many warnings not to go in the water. It was reported that it was very out of character for Sean to be so careless. And foolishly, they decided to go for a swim in the river. There were witnesses on a boat who saw what happened next. To their utter horror, as they watched the two men swimming in the calm water, they could see a saltwater crocodile of approximately 5 meters, 16 feet long, sliding up beside them. What happened next seemed like it was in slow motion to the onlookers, but also at the same time as happened extremely fast. They were barely in the water for too long when the crocodile attacked Sean. It grabbed him in its jaws and then pulled him underwater. The animal could be seen going up and down in the water, rolling its body in order to drown the young man. There were many other witnesses who also saw this horror play out. As the animal was rolling around in the water with the man's body in his jaw, his friend managed to swim back to shore safely. They tried to get help for Sean, but he could not be saved. Other witnesses said they had seen the animal swimming upriver with his body in its jaws. Mrs. Frida Peterson was camping with her children nearby when they saw the attack happen. She told reporters that they were all horrified and would never forget what they saw. They carried out a search for the man's body for days. This involved the Water Police, Territory Response Group, and the Northern Territory Emergency Services. The authorities killed 4 crocodiles before they found the remains of his body weeks later. At least his grieving family were able to bury him. For more facts about animals, click on the subscribe button.